I wish now I will. Are you able to listen to me? All?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
that's good. That's good. That's good. Meeting is being sent to a third party. Got it. Okay. Now, um, I think if I can get some, there is no way that I can share the PPTs or what? Oh my goodness. Share my screen. Okay, PPT or share. Are you able to see any screen on my? Are you able to see anything?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Storage and retrieval system design.
Ah, that PPT has come, isn't it? Good, good, good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you. That's nice. I think this is the uh, lesson or the unit I'll be discussing with you now. Five must be this. Okay. This is mm, full screen F5 or that is not shown. Want to go to screen.
Sir, you can press the cup button, sir, beside the volume button.
Beside volume button,
There is a cup we can see, sir.
that copy is not seen for me. The other icons are overloaded on that.
No,
Otherwise
it is
F5
visible to us. It
the
is visible to us.
for you you able to see it now. Okay, then I
Yeah,
think
we can see that cup. If you press that cup, it will be maximum.
no it is a what's wrong with this is let me see. I'll just pull this. No, no.
Otherwise, you can go to slideshow, sir.
One second. Just let me see. Uh, this is a chat. This is a slide share. Pause another remote. It must be your F5 should come now. F5 is your that function key 5 is for your no, not coming. But all these icons have overloaded on my screen. That's what. One second. Let me see whether can I really see it here. Any more options? One second. Including reactions. That cup puja is not seen to me. Why it's so happening? Can we go ahead like this otherwise?
It's okay, sir. You can go.
Okay, that's good. I think, but slightly somebody should help me. Why this is all the other icons are shadowing me now. That's the problem. My PPTs are coming. Let me see in the course of time. Okay, friends, I think I welcome you all for this today's program. We will have, I think, almost 1 hour now. It is, I think, 5 minutes to one, or it's 12:48, 10 minutes to 1 o'clock. That means 1 hour time is for me, isn't it? Yes or no? Somebody should really answer.
1:30, sir.
Yeah, it is 1 hour time for me.
1:30.
Slightly we are
Up to
delayed.
1:30, sir, our time.
Up to 1:30 your time, huh?
Yes, sir.
So that means we are going to get only 40 minutes. Huh? Okay, that's all right. Whatever you want, whichever you want, you can really do it. That's all right now. So what we are going to discuss would be, we will discuss what is a system. System means what? We should, because we are talking about information storage and retrieval system. Okay, na? So information storage and retrieval system. In that now, first of all, we should really know what is a system. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's see now. Okay, fine. These PPTs also I will really give you to your teacher concerned, and probably if anybody is interested, you can really copy and use it also. Okay, this will be a brief summary of what is there in your core course material. Okay, so this you can see it later. Now, what I really want to say is, first one is, let us know before we try to learn about what is information retrieval or storage and retrieval system. You should know what the system means. You have a blood circulation system. You have a digestive system. Okay. You have education system. And this is one such systems like, okay, it's a system. So, but what exactly system means? System means you have to really understand that system will be an integration of several components, several departments, several divisions, okay, several entities, several elements, whatever you really want to call. Several components, they are integrated, they are put together, okay, and all these components, that is more than one, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, whatever it may, number of components we are not talking about. There will be several components. They are really being integrated, combined together. And why they are combined is all of them togetherly, they want to really achieve a common goal. The goal will be a common goal. There shall be a goal. There shall be an objective. To achieve that objective, there are several components. They are integrated, combined, and they worked in a harmonious way. Harmonious means what? One is not fighting, quarreling with other component. I am fighting with my neighbor, isn't it? That goes. So that friction is not there. That kind of there is a kind of dispute between the components will not be there. They all will flow smoothly, comfortably, harmoniously, without having any kind of rift, riddle, friction, etc. among them. That will not be there. So it's a group of or entity of several components which are interdependent and interrelated. You try to understand this. Okay. I'm just giving a meaning of what is a system. A system is a group of entities or components or elements which are interdependent, interrelated, and they function harmoniously in order to achieve the common objective of maybe that system, maybe that institution, maybe that purpose, what it is. There is a objective is there. To achieve the objectives, there are several components which are interdependent and interrelated. They really work together to achieve that particular goal, that particular objective. That's what we really say. So now you have blood circulation system, I told you have digestive system, I told you have education system, there are many systems. You can use the word system to many things like. This is a common understanding. Like, say, for example, you are taking food, in a blood, in a digestive system. First, you take your food and put it into your mouth and then crush it with your teeth, isn't it? If the teeth are there somewhere in the middle of your digestive system, what will happen? You will really swallow it. That will create a lot of inconvenience and indigestion for you. Now, until unless if you really crush it into different pieces and it really gets converted with your saliva, etc., into some liquid form, it won't go into the system. Correct? Na? So the system has different components. So there are mouth, there is a teeth, there is esophagus, there is a kind of intestine, there is a small intestine. So there are many things are there. All there are really put in some sequence, some order they are there, and nothing is really been really fighting with other components. All those things ultimately work in order to see that whatever the food you really take in, that gets digested. Correct? Na? And the digested food really go into your blood. Otherwise, they will really go in the form of excreta in your other thing. Waste material will really go out. Correct? Na? So this is system. System functions like that. So that's an example for your what is a system. Now, of course, the different types of systems. What kind of systems are there? Okay, there are many systems are there. I will be really explaining to you little in detail in the course of time. But first of all, I just wanted to give a cursory look because you said time is really being a big factor. Like, so among so many systems, information storage and retrieval system is also one system. In this, what really happens, you will have only the information, data, text, books, articles, newspapers, these, that, all those things will be there. And you will really be preserving, and what really happens is maybe the metadata of the documents or the exact documents also. It all varies now. Okay. In an information storage and retrieval system, what really happens is you are really storing the data or information or the metadata, and then what you really store, you are really going to do. So that is one system. What we really say is information storage and retrieval system. In this, the key concept is what you sow, so you reap. There is a quotation is there in English. You know it, somebody? What you sow, you reap the same thing. What you are really, it's a, storage is a kind of database. Database is a kind of storage. Storage is your treasury. In your treasury, if say, for example, you are putting some money, that money will be there. You are putting some coins will be there. If you are by accidental, you are putting your pen and pencil also into storage, they also will be there in that. So now when you wanted to take it out, retrieve means taking out. When you really take out, what you really stored in the database can only be retrieved. So that's what exactly. What you sow, so you reap. నువ్వు ఏదైతే దాంట్లో డేటాబేస్ లో పెడతావో మెటీరియల్, ఆ మెటీరియల్ ని వెలికి తీస్తావు. ఓకే, దట్స్ వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ది కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఐఎస్ఆర్. ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ యు ఆర్ స్టోరింగ్ దేర్, డాక్యుమెంట్స్ యు ఆర్ స్టోరింగ్ దేర్, అబౌట్ ద information about the documents, what you call metadata. So this is so and so author, so and so book, so and so article is there, his name, that book name or the author name, etc. That you can really retrieve. What you are putting inside, that can be really retrieved. That's what exactly we say. The first one is information storage and retrieval system. That's number one system. We are talking in the different types of systems. The second one, what you can really say is database management systems. Like, so what you are going, instead of words and text and all those things in a database management system, you are really going to input some statistical data, mathematical data, numbers, figures, etc. You are putting into it. And what you are putting in the database management system, that data is you are retrieving. That data only you are getting. You can't get the words. You can't get the book. You will get only the data. Correct, na? That's what I told you. What you sow, so you reap. Correct, na? So if I am really putting a kind of, let me say, a neem plant in my garden, and I really want mangoes to that, can it really give mangoes to me? No.
No, sir.
Yeah, it will give only neem, isn't it? So that's what we should try to really understand. What you sow and so you reap. What you put in the database, what you put in the storage, what you put in your, in your treasury. I think that only can really come out. But what you are going to do is, in order to retrieve it, in order to take it out, you are doing some kind of techniques, methods you are using. That's we will try to discuss little later now. So second one is database management system. In that only data will be there, population data, people data, etc., etc. How many houses are there? How many computers are there? Which kind of computers are there? Which kind of printers are there? What kind of things are there, etc. It's a database. You have put a database, only there are only numerical data largely will be there in the database management system. It is a data about the people, it is a data about their salaries, it is data about their house residences, it is data about their properties, it is data about their income. Okay, like that, it's a data. It's figures only, numbers only. Okay, na? So that's what exactly we do in a database. This first one is you are really preserving the text or the words or the that you are putting it. Information storage, you are storing information storage and retrieval system. That's a system. Okay, in that you are putting only information, you are putting only documents, you are putting only information about the documents. So what you put there, you can really retrieve there only, that only. Second one is database management system. Okay, then third one is management information system. MIS, people really call it as management information system. I will just tell you in 5 minutes, 10, I will close this and then we'll go to the slides. Okay, now MIS is nothing but this is the management information system. Try to understand. There are other words are also similar thing. Information management system is also reverse way. Information management is you are managing the information. Suppose your library people are the information managers. You are managing what information in the library you are managing. That's what exactly management information system. This is that information management system. Now this what I'm talking is management information system is there are multiple databases are there, and multiple database. There is a kind of some organization is there. I will again tell you a little later. You are really going to have some kind of production unit is there. How much is really produced this day, that kind of material, this tool, etc., etc. There is some data is there. How much is really been marketed and sold? You have some data is there. How many people are really been working on that? Some data and their salaries and then perks and etc. are there. So sales data, marketing data, then production data, then about the people, about their salaries. So there are so many databases are there. When the managers want to take some decisions, these databases putting together integratedly, you will be able to come to a conclusion that this fellow can be given a promotion in the next the promotions time. Okay, so there are multiple databases will be having multiple information with them. Based on these multiple data, putting together, integrating them, you are really going to take a decision by the manager. You being a manager, you are the manager. When you really want to take some decisions, so those decisions are taken based on the different databases, different DBMSS data. So that's what a kind of things we can MIS like. Then of course the fourth one, what we can really say is decision support system. This is what exactly when top managers. There are three levels of managers are there. Lower level is operational level, then middle level, and then top level managers. So they will be taking the bigger decisions. Like suppose when you really want to start a kind of steel plant in Hyderabad, let us assume that. Of course, it is not possible. Okay, steel plant when you really wanted to something like what you can say some other you say some coal mines related thing you really want to start in Hyderabad. There is no coal here, you can't do it, like, isn't it? So like that, what happens? So the top level managers will take decisions based on several DBMS or MIS management system, etc. They take some top decisions. So where to start, when to start, what product has to be really started now, and something like that. Then the next one, what you can really say is question answer system. Question answer system means you have a question, you put a question to the system will answer you. You will ask me, say for example, which is the best library and school in India? I think it will tell you this so and so school is the best one. So who is the best professor in so and so and so? You will really tell you. Who is the best cardiology doctor in Hyderabad? It will really tell you, isn't it? So what really happening? So in order to really give you the data, you are putting the related data information. So all the doctors, neurologists, nephrologists, cardiologists, pediatrics, etc., all the data you are creating, and from on all the places, and you are indicating it. Tomorrow you really put a question to it. It will tell you in Hyderabad, he is the best pediatric doctor. He is the best, nephrologist, etc. It will tell you, isn't it? So because on some reviews or some reports, etc., and that will really come out like. So that's what exactly we say question answer. So there are different types of systems are there. So information storage and retrieval system is one. Database management system is other one. Okay, MIS system is other one. Question answer system is other one. Decision support system other one. Something like that. Then what is the information system? It gives you information to you. So you are storing information that will really give information on that. Like, okay, we'll go into details on that. There are different types of information systems are there. What are those different types of information systems that will really come to your situation? I think probably somebody will be really asking you what are the different types of information storage and retrieval systems like. So what really happens in this? You can really store only the data, you will retrieve the data. That's all data systems. Only you really preserve the text and other things, etc. The text will really information. It will come. Only you are really going to put only something, the entire documents you are putting, you can really say document. So data retrieval systems, information retrieval systems, and then document retrieval systems. So I think these are the three different types of systems. We'll really go through it and then try to find out it later. Okay, I'll just tell you in my slides little later. Then what are the basic objectives and functions of this? So nothing that the basic objective of information storage and retrieval system is you are storing the information, and you are retrieving also information, and for whom? After all, for your users only. So the user required information, you have to really give it to the user, the right information at the right time in the right form to the right reader. That's all. సరైన సమాచారము సరైన పాఠకునికి సకాలము లోపల సరైన రూపంలో ఇవ్వాలి. ఆయనకి సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆయనకి ఏంటంటే ఒక ఆబ్స్ట్రాక్టే కావాలి, నువ్వు ఫుల్ టెక్స్ట్ ఇవ్వక్కర్లేవా కదా. వానికి ఇంతే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కావాలి, వానికి ఓన్లీ బిబ్లియోగ్రఫీ మాత్రమే కావాలి, బిబ్లియోగ్రఫీ ఇవ్వాల్సి వస్తుంది. నీకు ఐ వాంట్ దిస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ డిజిటల్ ఫామ్, ఓన్లీ డిజిటల్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ సప్లై చేయాలి, నువ్వు ప్రింట్ ఫామ్ ఇవ్వడానికి లేదు కదా. సో వాడికి ఏ విధంగా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కావాలి, ఎట్లాంటిది కావాలి అనేటువంటిది సకాలంలో మీ యూజర్ అడిగిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చేది. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ బేసిక్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ స్టోరేజ్ అండ్ రిట్రీవల్ సిస్టమ్. దెన్ కాంపోనెంట్స్, దీంట్లో ఏమేమి కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ స్టోరేజ్ అండ్ రిట్రీవల్ సిస్టమ్ లో అంటే బేసిక్ ఏంటంటే మనకు ఒక ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ స్టోరేజ్ అండ్ రిట్రీవల్ సిస్టమ్ లో ప్రధానంగా ఉండే కాంపోనెంట్స్ రెండు. ఆ పేరులోనే ఉంది. దట్ ద నేమ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్, ఇజంట్ ఇట్? What is the name? Information storage and retrieval. The information storage is there, information retrieval. There are two important components are there. For that, you have to do the collection building, information resource building. Then, of course, you have to create a database of that. And you have to also really index that information. For indexing, you have to use a thesaurus. That's another component. Then you need to have a search parameter, how to search and all those things. Then you have to really retrieval mechanism is there. That's another component. So the reporting mechanism. Then afterwards, of course, what you can say is ultimately the evaluation component also will be there. And in the light of the 5 laws of library science, so in the light of the information storage and retrieval system in the present times, the 5 laws of library science, I'm sure you all know it, isn't it? 5 laws of library science. Do you know them or not?
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes,
very
sir.
much you know it, correct na? You
Yes,
Yes,
all
sir.
sir.
know. So the first one is
Yes, sir.
books are for use,
Books are
correct na?
for you.
Ah,
Every reader is her book.
ah,
Every book
correct,
is
correct,
reader.
sir.
At the time
Wonderful,
of the reader,
wonderful.
library is a growing
Oh,
organism.
great. Very good. Very good. Very good. So the same thing, what they really said is, because now we are using largely not only the books, but we are using digital resources and also only information also we are using. Therefore, our course name is Library and Information Science. We are not looking only the books and periodicals. We are also concerned about the information also. So the information content that is contained in the books and periodicals and articles, magazines, etc. is of importance. The information contained in the books is important than the books and periodicals. Books and periodicals can be only the hard, the material, isn't it? The rigid material, isn't it? A physical material. We are not bothered about it. The physical, how big the book is, how large it is, how beautiful it is. Oh, we are not concerned. What we are concerned is what is the subject matter contained in that. What in good information is available in that, what quality information is contained in that, and that information is for whom it is really relevant and useful. I think these are our basic issues, correct na? Therefore we say ours is library and information management. We are managing information, we are also managing documents, isn't it? And we are concerned more about the information contained in the documents, information contained in the books and periodicals, not just the books. So how many books are there? I have 5 lakhs books are there. We what to do with that? They're all old unusable books, nothing to. So what information you have got with you is more important. People are asking for the information in these. Information access is more important than how many documents are there with you. I am sitting in my home. I still want information at my only desktop or my laptop or in my mobile. I want information from there. I'm not going to go to your library at all, isn't it? So now people want information. After all, why should I go to library? This is the information I want. I should get me. So this is a concern. People are concerned about information access than the physical documents. In the light of this, and at the same time, what happening? The digital information resources, digital documents, computerized documents, they are really helping us to transfer information, disseminate information, etc., is really going on very fast, isn't it? So, in the context of that, what really happened? The 1931 Ranganathan's, the 1931 published 5 laws of library science. Those laws were really been slightly modified, rephrased as information is for use instead of documents or books. They say information is for use. The new naming, slightly that is really been changed. Second one is every information user, his or her information. I mean, they say earlier what they say, every book it's a user. Huh? Okay, sorry, every user it's a book, isn't it? So every user, what we say, every information user, how we say. We are not asking every user. Information user, his or her information should be available. Then at the same time, every book it's read, a third one. So they say every piece of information, there must be its users. Like that, what happened? We have really brought information into the forefront instead of just physical items like books and periodicals. I think all these things we will discuss. And whenever you want me to stop, that is your discretion. I have nothing to do, but I will just try to give you all what I can in the given time. So what is really happening in these days is, yet I could not really get your puja so far, not found. Anyway, that's all right. So the information storage system, somebody can call ISR system. Some others also called ISAR system, information storage and retrieval system, isn't it? Information storage and retrieval system. Some people say like that. Some people also say, um, you know, that so some people say it is all ISAR system. Some people say ISR. But after all, in this information storage and retrieval system, it has essentially and broadly, there are two components are there, two elements are there. One is information, second one is storage. Can you see it now? Some people call it as ISR, some people call it as ISAR system, information storage and retrieval system. So some people say ISRI, and there are two components. Are you able to listen to me, friends? Somebody should answer me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have to, on and off, you can really unmute your audio and then you can react. Okay. So in this information storage and retrieval system, essentially and broadly, there are two components are there. One is information, other one is storage. And of course, retrieval. This retrieval, of course, I did not write here. That is next one is retrieval. Okay. These are the two important. So information storage and retrieval are the two important, the components in this. These components are interdependent. As I told you, when you talk about a system, there are half a dozen components are there. All are interdependent. One has a dependency on other. One has a relationship with others. Like okay, and then of course retrieval is dependent on how best the data or information is stored. If you can store information in a better way, retrieval will be fast enough. If you put say for example, while arranging your in my home, I have chalks, I have pens, I have pencils, I have say for ink pen, I have comb, I have cloth, I have some other things are there, all you put in single box. Retrieving is difficult, isn't it? If you can make some compartments in that and put them, all pens are at one place, pencils are at one pair, areas are at one place. I think if you then I think retrieving is easy. That's what exactly. If you can properly store the information, your retrieval is easy. Yes or no? If you combine everything just like that and put dump it there, what happens? Say your electricity bill is misplaced. There is water bill, there is electricity bill, there are your papers, etc., are there. Have you really put electricity bills are one place, water bills are at one place, and other essential things are other? Then I think retrieving is easy. So arrange the retrieval is dependent on the how best you really store it. Information storage is a process. In this information storage, it's a process. So information storage and retrieval is a system, of course. It's an activity also. In this activity, what we really do is we select the information, what is required, and then we represent the information. So on so author, so on so book, so on so is in my library. The books are in the racks. In the catalog, you are really representing in the form of catalog only. The catalog is in the catalog shelves. The books are on the shelves. People are coming and seeing only the catalog, not the books. First, they come to catalog and see it. That's the kind of what you can say representation of the doc. So selection of documents and their cataloging, indexing, etc. is representation. Then you are putting in a storage. You are maybe in a database or in a catalog. Then you really organize them properly. That's exactly, of course, index, etc., etc. And then, of course, all the items. Why you are organizing is now you will be able to retrieve the information whenever a user comes and asks for it. Should be able to instantly and quickly. Come on, take it out and then give to user without taking. Kalaiye, then tomorrow I will give you. Please wait. I think I have so much. No need. Instantly, it can be really retrieved, provided if you can really store your items methodically, systematically. If you can really index your items properly and preserve them, and I think in properly, then retrieval is really going to be very, very. The basic components, elements in information storage systems are there is a information content is there. I am not talking about book. What is there in the book I am talking. Okay. What is subject matter contained in the book? Utility of resources. How much you are really going to use it? Who are the users and what? Then, of course, documentaries, what documents, etc. you are really going to have it, the latest and current and comprehensive collections, and the economies. Economies means, when you really want to get information from a database, if it takes, longer time, if you have to really pay a lot of fee for that, then I think it's not going to be useful for us. So it must be very, very cost commensurate, cost effective, isn't it? It should be cheap to get the information. It should not be cost, we cannot really afford the cost means that's not really going to be a good information system. Then, of course, our area is designing of an information storage and retrieval system. When imagine you as a library information manager, you are designing information storage ISR system. As a designer of information storage and retrieval system, how you have to really think is you have to look about the information resource building, collection building, document building, information, what information is really going to be required for a library or an organization like this, so and so on. It's a commerce college, it's a medical college, it's an engineering college, it's an IIT, it's a university library, it's a public library. There are so in each and every particular library requires, it has its own group of users are there. Public library users are different from medical college users. Medical college is different from, say, IIT users. Then university users are different from IIT and medical college users, isn't it? So there are variant groups of people are there for your institution or organization. So depending on your organization users, so you have to build the resources in that particular discipline, in that particular subject. Okay. And then, of course, you have to create a database, index, etc., and create a database of them and then maintain them properly. Those documents which are really been removed, remove the information from there. Those new items are really come to your library, put into them, and then make your database afresh every time, up to date. Old documents that are really been removed, torn, etc., are lost by theft, etc., remove them. Some new things have come, put into them. Make your database every time fresh, representative of the entire collection. Today, what you have got in the library, what you have got in your information center. Okay. Then, of course, information retrieval and dissemination. How to retrieve and disseminate? I think there are some such techniques are there. And then how to retrieve, how to generate a report on that, how to get your output in what form. Say, I want a bibliography. How many, say, per page? There must be 20 references only. I want to know this much of information only. I want abstract also in that. I want only in this style. I want the information must be in a kind of ASCR2 format. I want something in a RDA format. You have your own choices are there. What is your ultimate output should be there? What is your, the report must be there. Your report should really give a brief facts only. Only statistical this much of data I really want. Your choice is there. You really been work on that and that really goes on that. Okay. So that's what and how these okay, these things will really work on that. Now, okay, then there are, that's what, okay, types of information. The objectives and functions of information storage and retrieval system. What is your objectives now? I missed that one. This is overloading me. Yeah, I think now I should really get it. Yes, now it has gone up. Your puja has come. Yes. So when I really lifted to up, this has really been helped me. Okay. So the objectives and functions of your information storage and retrieval systems. The basic objective of your ISR system is, just now I told you, providing right information at the right time and in a right form as asked by your user. So you are giving correct information at the correct time and at the same time in the right form, in the way in which the user wants it. That's what you are giving. Okay. The user's requirements, sorry, this I will now, okay, I will have to remove this. Okay, it's all coming everywhere. So the users, what, Pamela Pau, somebody, his name, her name. Oh, she wrote some, objectives of information systems. And the author says that now the objectives are primarily when you really wanted to have objectives for your information storage and retrieval system. For your ISR system, when you really want to define the objectives, what are your objectives? You really want to make a list. Now, the objectives are always dependent on the user requirement. Okay, who are your users? In which subject field they ask information? They are all the doctors, medical people. Okay, so who are they? They are all doctors. What information they want? They don't want novels and they don't want about history or geography or economics. They want all medical information, basically, primary. Correct, na? So what information they want? Okay, they at the same time, well, how the information they want expected to be available to them. Okay, then they want journal literature. They want only digital information. They want only some reports. Okay, now when do they want it? How do they want it? What do they want it? Etc. So the users and their requirements, they decide what could be our objectives. Correct, na? Yes or no? Then, of course, now this Pamela Pau. So, Pamela Pau says that the objectives are identified. So, the first objective, what is the information? What should be your information content in your ISR system? The content of information, the subject information, what you should really have it in your. That's what exactly information resource building, collection building, content building. People can say any number of names. That's not really important for us. Okay. Then, of course, the next one is what we can say utility of information. Okay. Use of information. You have a lot of information is there. It is not being used. That's not exactly how to put the information to use. Actually, putting knowledge to use is the basic objective of a library. You try to understand me. This in quotes. There is a book called Putting Knowledge to Use. Putting the information contained in the books in the library for use. That's what, therefore only Raghunath said first law. Books are for use. Putting knowledge to use. That's what, from there only it has come. So the best and the first objective of our libraries is putting knowledge to use. Knowledge is there in the library. Knowledge is there in the books and documents. That you want to really put to use. Let people use it. Your job is how best you make effort to see that the books are used by them. I purchased so many books I kept in the almirahs. I classified and cataloged. Okay, that's not your job end. You have to see that those books are used optimally by your users. That's what exactly the utility. Then users of information, who are there, what do they want, when do they want, these are the things, etc. will decide on your objective. Then, of course, what the document, other kinds of new, current, up-to-date information, comprehensive information. Okay, the complete collection of the information in your subject field of, the interest of your, the organization, etc. Then followed by that, the performance, how best ISIR is really working. Is it effective, ineffective? All those things you have to really verify, check. Okay. Then, of course, the economies. Economy is nothing but your system must be fairly, it should not really give a pinch to the people in terms of making you have to pay a lot of money and get a particular information is incorrect. So people, it should be affordable. You should be able to comfortably pay for that and get it. Are you able to understand me or in difficulty in understanding my language? Please tell me.
Understanding, sir.
Anybody have
Understanding,
anybody you can always ask me, question me. Okay.
understanding, sir.
Right, very good. Records in ISR system. So, information storage and retrieval system will have number one, information storage. Number two, information retrieval. Correct, na? Okay. Now, in that, what you are going to store in ISR system? What you are going to store there? It could be quantitative data, figures, numbers, etc. can be there. It can be textual data. It can be qualitative data. It can be figures, graphs, pictures, photographs. You talk anything you can really preserve in the ISR system. Okay, na? Then the text, the words, documents, articles, papers, your catalog data can be there. Books can be elsewhere. Okay, only catalog information, only bibliographies are there. Only references lists are also can be there. Drawings, graphs, charts, maps, and other kinds of things also can be there. Anything of your choice. You can really keep in the ISR system. Then, of course, there can be something like sometimes what happens, you can also have some descriptive information about your laboratory equipment, your industrial products are there. I have a kind of say, let me say, fridge has come, a new air conditioner has come. No, it's something, you can have a description about that. All those things can be stored. The description about the products, description about the equipment. Okay, so all those things can also be there. And at the same time, about the people also you can have. So once a person is designation, is the office address, residential address, and then many things, etc. Manufacturers, their addresses, their locations, universities, their addresses, locations, their chiefs of the people. Or there are all these things can be part of your ISR system. And of course, what you are creating a database, what you are creating a storage, that from the storage only, that information only you can retrieve, nothing else. So what you stored can only be retrieved. Okay. Then of course, sometimes you can only keep bibliography references. Sometimes you can keep bibliography references followed by the document reference, and also it's a small abstract can also be there. Some annotation can also be there. Sometimes you can also keep not only that, the entire document also you can really preserve it there. Nobody can question. So all these things can be the records. The what kind of items can be stored in a database? What kind of items can be there in a storage in an ISR system? Okay, these are all the things like. Next, now when somebody is really going to design an information storage and retrieval system, what kind of skills they are really going to be required? Like, okay, the knowledge of the subject field of the ISR system. So you are working in an ISR. So you can think about your library as an ISR system. Okay. So your library is a kind of, let me say, public library, your library, university library, your library, engineering college library, medical college library. So different libraries, they require different subjects information. And the level also, it's a junior college, it's a degree college, it's a university. Okay. So their level is different, for your is a school library, isn't it? So like that. So what information is really required in which subjects the information is required for your users? I think that is number one. On them, you are being person designing an ISR system. Now you are going to design ISR system. If you are a designer of ISR system, what kind of skills are to be? You should know something about the subject field of the organization for which you are designing an ISR system. Clear? Then number two, the current developments and what is happening in the subject field. Suppose mine is a biomedical institution. Okay, it's both doing research and education is really giving for the doctors. So doctors, there are also research also going on. It's a medical institution, online so medical sciences. Let us assume, isn't it? Okay. So now what happens? In the medical field, maybe the cloning, something stem cells. Then of course in the some kind of, let me say, some epidemics like the COVID etc. recently has come. Now there is something in the dengue or some other things, etc. What is the new drugs, new to in the cancer? Now, what things are really been latest? The current information is coming. What current, most important issues are there on that? You also need to have some idea on them, develop. Simply, I am a medical college library, I am getting the books, keeping there and giving the people is not going to really help. You should develop the knowledge and subject also. Okay, you may not be a doctor, but you should really have to have it like. So the current developments and the literature in the field should be known to you. That knowledge you should have. Then at the same the trends, what trends are really going on in the biomedical environment field like. Okay, so that you should also really know it. Then of course, knowledge on the vocabulary control systems like. What do you mean by knowledge? Vocabulary control. So now when you really wanted to, after you get the literature into your institution or your ISR system, you have to index that. While you are indexing, what you really do, you really give the subject keywords. Okay, subject name you are really going to give it like that. Subject names can be taken from the thesaurus. That what we really call it as subject headings list, thesaurus, etc. I think you have studied in the earlier classes. So thesaurus was discussed to you, isn't it? Thesaurus is a control vocabulary tool. Similarly, subject heading list also, isn't it? So like that, now what happens? So they will give the uh, uh, okay. So now the thesaurus or subject heading lists are given to give you the controlled vocabulary. Say for example, what happens? Now the same subject can be really been having multiple names for that. International relations, foreign relations, foreign affairs, external relations. Well, there are multiple names are there. Okay, so you can say instead of foreign relations or external relations, international relations is the controlled vocabulary term, name, phrase. But they are all the what you can really say are they are all the the generally used names for the same subject. So what we do is we index using the controlled vocabulary, and we try to give the cross references for the general users names also. So we index on international relations. We give C or C also references through external relations, foreign relations, external affairs, etc., etc. You see also this one, so on, so see so on, so on, so like that you can really cross refer like. So for that, while you are indexing, you need vocabulary control system. And this is another kind of, you should have a knowledge about what kind of thesaurus are. Mesh is there, medical subject headings list, like test is there, thesaurus of engineering and scientific and technical terms is there. So macro thesaurus, there are many thesaurus are there in different environments. You have to try to know about them. You should have a knowledge about the person who is designing the ISR system should have the subject knowledge, development subject field. When you are going to index it, you should know what are the thesaurus, etc., are there in the field. Then, of course, what your users need, and then what is their information seeking behavior. How do they really come to your library? How they really approach, and what kind of information they will be asking? You should have knowledge. So that what happens, your indexing will be based on how people really want, on what kind of terms they really be asking information. You can really index them so that people will really benefit on that. Then, of course, the method of database creation and representation of information. So, how to create a database, you should have a knowledge. Okay, at the same time, in the database, how you can represent the items. What really happens? You have a library, you got the books, they are there at some place in the racks and shelves. About the books you have in the catalog, that catalog cards are there, isn't it? So, representation about the books is there in the catalog. Okay, so that's how now both representing in the database about the documents, how to create a database, you should really know it. Then, of course, methods of evaluating ISR system. How best now our system should be a good system, isn't it? It should be an effective system. When you really put a question to a database, ISR system, if it takes more time, not useful. If it gives unnecessary information, not useful. If it is not giving your useful information, not useful. So that's how it must be. You should know how to evaluate your own ISR system. Should also know. These are the parameters, maybe 5 or 6 are the issues. The ISR designers have to really use it like. No, they should know it. Now, in types of ISR system, there is a reference retrieval system is there. Okay, in the reference retrieval system, because there is no much time, I just try to be explaining to you very quickly. What happens? You are only in a database preserving only the references of the documents. Not the actual document is not really been preserved there. Only references are there. About the book information is there. Okay, metadata is there. Books are not there, documents are not there. Sometimes what happens in reference retrieval system, when you really go and retrieve it, you get only a list of references because it's only references are stored there. Sometimes what happens, document reference and also document abstract is also being kept there. Then what happens when you retrieve in reference retrieval, you get the documents reference information will be there. At the same time, their abstract also can be really there in that, isn't it? So that's what the first kind of type of information storage and retrieval system. The first type is reference retrieval system. You are retrieving only the references. If the abstracts are also available, you are retrieving references followed by their abstracts also. The second one is a document retrieval system. Okay, the second one is document. That means what happens? You are preserving only documents there. Therefore, you are retrieving document only. The actual full text of that article, full text of the book, that is there in the database. You can keep it, no? You are retrieving from there. So then when you can, if you can really retrieve the entire document, entire article, entire book, entire report, that is document retrieval. The first one is you are retrieving only references, reference retrieval. The last one, third one, what you say, data or fact retrieval system. That means what happens in this Now you are putting only some stats. So in Adilabad, population is much. Women are this, men are this, children are this, educated are these many. Okay, uneducated are these many, employed are these many, unemployed is many, agriculture workers are these many. You have got a data is there. Statistical numbers are there, isn't it? Okay. So let me say now then somebody has really come in Adilabad. How many counts are there? I think you have got a data. You are going to give it. That number only you give. You are not going to say about so and so person name is so and so, his house number is so and so, he is doing this kind of work. That you are not talking about that. That's not there. Only some data, numerical data or factual data only will be there. And sometimes what happens, you can also really put in this data or fact ritual. Some kind of institutions also can be really kept there. That's all varies how you are. So in data and fact ritual, you are retrieving only data, facts, numbers. Okay. Then population data, statistical data, maybe in caste-wise data, community-wise data. This data can come. Then document retrieval, because the documents are preserved there, you are getting the documents. The other one is reference retrieval, means there are only the references of the documents are kept there. You are retrieving only references. These are the three kinds of things are there. Okay. Then even this is kind of another in the components of an ISR system. I told you, no, when you really information storage and retrieval system. Okay, every system will have several components. All those components have interdependency. All those components have interrelated. They are all really going to work to you to give the right information to the right reader at the right time in the right form. Correct, na? That's your idea. So in an ISR system, what are the components? What are the elements? Okay, first one is information resource building collection should be there. Database you have to create and maintain is up to date. Isn't the maintenance updating? Okay. Then of course, information retrieval and dissemination. You should have how to retrieve information, the techniques and methods, etc. And how to retrieve information, how to really give it back to people. I think these are all the three essential components. I told you initially only two. Now slightly I increase it. To number three. One is collection building, database creation maintenance, information. Earlier I said information storage, then a retrieval I said. I just added database creation as one important element. These things in detail, what are the sections? Kiran. Parle. Can you inform people also? Right. So, in the information storage and retrieval system, initially we said there will be two essentially and broad sections or elements are there. Storage, retrieval. Okay. So information storage, information retrieval. These are two components. Now what I said is we have added one more component. What we really say, information resource building is information storage only. But now how you can do it? You have to create a database. And you have to really maintain the database up to date. Isn't it? That's number two. The third one is information retrieval and dissemination. How to retrieve and how to prepare a report and how to really give the information to the people. I think these are again slightly little broader, little broader than the one. Little, some extension to those. Now there are three components. Now the little more detail when you really want to go into it. The first one is document selection subsystem. How you are going to build a collection? You have to make the book selection, isn't it? Yes or no? You have to select the books. There are so many books on each and every subject. Maybe if you are building a collection in economics, there are on economics, there are thousands and thousands of books are there. But which books are going to be useful to your students, your PG students or UG students? Okay, you take the advice from your faculty and all those people. You try to get all the literature on the economics books. Then from that, your faculty and you put together, and then they will tick mark that this is a recommended book. This is covering my syllabus, etc., etc. So that is what you say document selection subsystem. So subsystem is an element only. So in a system may have subsystems, isn't it? System, subsystem. Okay. Smaller one. All these smaller one put together, the entire system. Okay. The sum of the subsets is equal to this system. Okay, the whole system. Correct? Na? So like that. Now here, the first component or first element or the first subsystem, you all naming is different. Anything you can solve. You can say the first component also. The first subsystem also you can really call it. That is what document selection. Before you build the collection, you need to make a selection of the documents. Okay, then of course, what happens? So data input and validation. Now, what happens now? These days, people are using the computerized databases these days. Actually, isn't it? Not we are not doing manually. We are not doing manually. So it is our computer. So what happens? The data, what you are really been creating in the database, you should have a validation system like. So whether all the fields information, required information is really been properly entered into the database fields or not. In the author field, say for example, when you are using mark, etc., author is 100. In the 100 column, have you really put the name of the author properly, etc.? Right information you really put it, or something wrong, or any errors are there, etc. Or you saw your title in say 245 number code tag number is for the title information. Whether in the 245 the title information is properly entered or not. Any errors in that, etc. All this data validation you have to really always. So document selection is one element, one subsystem. Data input and validation, how correct it is there, etc. Checking that. That's another thing. Then indexing subsystem. You are really going to index the documents, what you have really selected for your institutional library. Indexing is what really indexing is done only to the micro documents, maybe the journal articles, maybe the report, something like conference papers on that. So normally classification we do for the bigger books, macro documents like books. Books we do the classification. For micro literature, smaller documents, we are really going to do the articles, conference papers, smaller reports. I think those things we are going to index them. Okay, indexing is done for the micro literature, micro documents. Okay, then classification is done for the macro, bigger books like. Okay, so the indexing subsystem, how to index and all those things. But okay, the indexing system or technique, etc. Then vocabulary control subsystem. What is exactly? I told you, na, subject headings list or the thesaurus. You are going to really take the standard terminology, standard terms to represent the subject of the document. You are taking some standard keywords, standard words you are using, not general words. Just now I told you, na, foreign relations, international, external relations. So like that, there are multiple names are there. Subject is same. So out of them, we will identify one particular name is the standard name that we really use for indexing. And those words we call them as descriptors. Okay. Anyway, now the indexing subsystem, vocabulary control subsystem, set subsystem. Then of course, the next one, what we can really say is the output report generation. When you really make a search and when you want output, how it should really come. Okay. In what form it should really come output, how it should be there. So you can decide on that. It should be, I want a kind of, the documents information using the ASR2 format. Okay. I want to know the information should be really, in, say, for example, Chicago style manual references should be given to me. Okay. So I want, you have your own desires are there. No, it should really come in the way in which you really, that output generation. Okay. Then system usage and monitoring subsystem. That means, you prepared an ISR system with all the difficulty. How many are using? When they are using? Which particular information many people are asking? Large number of people. How much demand is there for which particular subject in documents, etc. Who are the people frequently using? Who are not using? I think they can really have that log data, statistical data. A particular document or report or an article or a book, etc., etc. How many number of times they have been really accessed, used? Okay, when they have used, all this information can really come. Okay. Sorry. So now these are all the system usage and monitoring subsystem. Now, when we have developed an ISAR system, after that, how many have used? How many have been using? how many number of times a user has used our system, and what kind of information is really been used, at what time they are using also can be understood. Okay, so this is very important for us. That is in a log system, log data, how many people have accessed and which particular documents are in high demand. All those things can be known depending on this information, the system usage data. Then if you some particular documents are of in high demand, probably you may have to really get some kind of more information, etc., etc. So there are many things you can really take it as a feedback, and this is always required. So when we, because a lot of funding money will be spent on building an information storage system, with so many people are there and so much of effort is there, so much of money is spent on that. Ultimately, was it really used or not? That's a big question. If you can really answer the question, yes, the system has been really used by these many people, these many number of times, this is exactly log data, etc. If you can really say it, your management will be happy to support you. Otherwise, what happens? They will tell you, you close it, there's no need. Okay, this much of funding is not required for you. These many people are not required here because it's not in use, isn't it? So this is use data, system usage data is always really. These are all the components in an ISR system. These are all the subsystems in an ISR system. Okay, so these are all the component documents. Without document selection, you are not going to really put the data in, or you are not going to create a database. Database dependent on documents. Until unless you get the data, you can't do it. Since you got the data and documents, you are going to index them. Index them. So you don't have documents, you don't have information about them, you can't index, isn't it? You don't know what is the information contained in what so and so book. You can't index, isn't it? So then, of course, for all those things, I think if for indexing, you need vocabulary, control vocabulary. Okay, then of course, so you have created database, but whether the search system is really supporting you, Boolean search, author search, title search, keyword search, truncated search, wildcard search. Well, there are many things are there. Whether is it really supporting you or not? So this is very important. Then afterwards, now after you search it, whether reports are really coming properly, what is the output is it really been required matter or not? Then of course there's a feedback log system is there. The users feeds. So all these things are what we can really say. They are the elements, components, or subsystems in an ISR system. ISR is information storage and retrieval system. Okay, this is, I think, last part probably I will tell you. The 5 laws of library science that were really been published by Ranganathan in 1931. They have been slightly rephrased. We have redefined, or what we can say is, we have slightly refined it down, refined it. And taking the word information into use. Information is for use. Earlier we said it was books are for use, isn't it? Now we said, no, we are not concerned much about books now. In the changed context of information society, knowledge society, use of information, use of digital information resources, people are asking information at their desktops. They'll be at their home, but they want information for them. We are delivering them, but we are doing working. So in the context of use of information, we said instead of books, we said information is for use. First law. Second law is, of course, every user his or her book, isn't it? Now here said every information, every piece of information, for that there must be a kind of user of information. So this is what exactly the every piece of information its user, every user its information. Okay, I am a kind of teacher in library science. I want information library. I should get information from your library. Okay, from my library. Okay, then of course I have, there are so many books are there, all the books are in library sense. The library sense people should really use it. Every book is, every piece of information its user. Okay, then of course the next one is save the time of the information user, information seeker. So save the time of the user, he said. Nah, the information user, we said. Information we are trying to add as a kind of, adjective or whatever. The adverb. The universe of information is ever growing. What you said in the last law, in the fifth law of library science, library is a growing organism. Correct, na? Library is
Yes.
a growing organism. Here what said? The universe of information is ever growing. Instead of calling it as a growing organism, because they said now let's not really say it's an organism. Organism, it's a kind of some living entity, isn't it? Organism. So now the universe of information is ever growing. These are all the statements made by uh, in the context of your information use, etc. Like. So this is all what I just wanted to talk to you about. Now, if you want anything, any information you really want, you can ask me. I will just tell you. Okay. Um, is it okay? Not okay? Not understood? Or any questions? Anybody have put any questions? Really? Lunch break, sir. ठीक है, madam. Malati ji. Okay. Then, sir, uh, didn't logged in. Okay. Any questions as well? I think friends, you can always. Um, I don't want to come in your way, but another probably next session. I'm just now told that your teacher Kiran was telling that probably next session. I think he will announce now. There won't be probably. He will do it. Anyway, now you tell me anything that you didn't understand. Any problem? Anything? Please end show. I will
Very
come
well
out.
explained, sir. No doubt.
Oh my goodness. Huh? Hmm. Any questions from your side?
Sir, can you share this PPT, sir?
Yeah, I think this I will pass it on to uh, your uh, your teacher. Okay, your teacher
Okay.
will really look into it, and then I will give. Okay, if it is really, you can always. Mm.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Please.
Any questions? I think I just wanted to learn from you. I don't want to see from you. If you have something to ask for, how many participants? Only around 40, 50? Not many. I think by now there are only 44. 44 excluding me. Including me. So good, nice that I could really meet you all. I think though virtually, this was one unit. Yesterday, Kiran was asking me, sir, can you relate? That's what I said. I just come into picture. Any questions? No questions? All are Hyderabad based only, or from different places?
వరంగల్ నుంచి
I'm
కూడా
from Bangalore.
From Warangal also. Okay. Okay.
I'm living for Bangalore.
Bangalore also. Good. Very good. But sometime in between, I was talking Telugu as well. Were you able to understand?
Not that, but I try to guess.
Okay. 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 But you should have asked me. Hmm.
No, I liked your lecture. So much clarity I got regarding this
Oh my
topic.
goodness. That's good. That's good. That's good. Hmm.
Class was very nice, sir. Explained properly.
Oh,
But
thank you. Hmm.
little bit speed is there, sir.
That's what I do know because actually, if I have to go still
Otherwise,
more in
everything
detail,
was clearly, sir.
yeah, if I have to go still more in detail, the given time is insufficient for me. That's a problem. Therefore, I always rush. Let me see if by any chance next time there is anything is there. I will try to little slow. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shall we now wind up? Close now. Kiran, is he there? I think we'll wind up now. We'll leave the session now. Let your one is something. Thank you all. Then we'll meet sometime.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.